to my channel, and yes, I agree with you. What, didn't you say something about consistent content? Yes, I did. And did that really happen? No. But this is better than one point in my channel where I posted like once every few years. So yeah, but actually I am very excited to be talking today. If you've known me in real life, or you can just scroll back on my channel to see what I posted in the past 7 years, you would know that I am a huge weeaboo. I am a big anime fan, and recently I've been thinking, you know, shouldn't I outgrow anime by now? Isn't this just a kid thing? But at this point, I realized that it's not a phase, and it's kind of like a lifestyle, like that I just turn to anime when it comes to entertainment. So, since this is a phase I'll never grow out of, let's get back into more anime related content. Today, we'll be talking about my favorite spring 2021 anime. So, my favorite anime from the season that just ended, or ended like a few weeks ago, and I didn't get started to talk about. Let's get started. So I actually prepared a list of my favorite spring 2021 anime, and I kind of ranked them. Like, some places it's just so hard to tell like whether or not I prefer one anime over the other, and so it was like it's kind of a tie, but I'm not gonna say whether or not it's a tie. But for the top of the list, first on the list, I had to give it to Tokyo Revengers. I am so sorry. The anime centers around the main protagonist. His name is Takemichi. He's 26. He's kind of a loser. I'm sorry, I had to put it out there. But like, he's 26, doesn't know what he's doing with his life. Sounds a lot like me. Anyways, he finds out on the news that his middle school girlfriend died due to a gang conflict, and long story short, this part gets complicated. He got pushed onto a train, but like technically time travel happened, so he went back in time until, anyways, he managed to travel back in time back to his middle school delinquent days, and now his goal is to try to associate himself with the Tokyo Manji gang, perhaps become a top, all so that he can fix the future so that his girlfriend doesn't die and his friends doesn't die, and you know, he's safe too. If you loved Steins Gate, you'll definitely love this one. Time travel, sci-fi, mystery, the suspense on whether or not Takemichi will achieve his goals, changing the timeline of things. Like, he fixes one thing, but then like another problem arises, and so he has to go back in time to try to fix the future. And to be honest, like, sometimes you're watching these things like unravel, and you think, what if the things he's doing right now is like the reason there's conflict in the future? Who knows? It's a big loophole. And that's why Tokyo Revengers reminds me a lot of Steins Gate. Except, like, it's a lot more, it's different. The plot is definitely different, and there's a lot more action to it. And also, you're just gonna fall in love with the characters. I love Mikey. He's my favorite character. Man's glowed up so much over the season. But yeah, that's first on my list. Next up on the list is Fruits Basket, the final season. And I hope I'm not triggering any fans, because I know there recently was a huge debate on my anime list where the Fruits Basket fans, like Fruit Basket, overcame Attack on Titan in terms of like the rating, and so Fruits Basket fans and Attack on Titan fans were fighting each other, just dropping like low reviews on like the other show to try to like maneuver the rankings a little bit, the ratings a little bit. But trust me, I love Fruits Basket as much as you guys do. So, the last season of Fruits Basket Remake was my favorite. Absolutely iconic. Like, every season so far has been really good. It's just that all of the plot and the story like happens in the third season, in the final season, in my opinion. But first of all, everything about it, gorgeous. Animation, love the fucking eyes. so pretty. The music, gorgeous. I literally went through like YouTube to find like all of like the soundtracks. I have every single soundtrack saved from there, unless it got taken down by YouTube copyright. But the writing, who hurt you? Oh my god, I cry every single time I'm reading like the dubs and like the somber music is playing in the background, like the animation, the combination of that, it's all just so good. But yeah, what's it about? It's about a family, the Soma family, that is chained together through the lunar zodiac signs. And the reason they're chained together is because like long ago there was this god who invited all these zodiac animals to a banquet, and the god just loved these animals, these people, his friends, his homies, and so he was just like, yeah, let's make a promise so that we'll be together forever. But then, you know, things go awry. The Soma family treats this bond as a curse, as a chain, because like, you know, blood ties isn't everything, like especially if your family's a bitch to you. So an outsider, someone who's like not part of the family, Honda Toru, she comes into this family, associates herself with these people, and tries her best to break the curse with kindness. You'll definitely love this one if you love like a wholesome romance anime, something to help you sleep at night. Third on the list is Boku no Hero Academia Season 5. And y'all, I just love Boku no Hero. Like, I'm just so biased towards the show because I just think superheroes are cool. Like, I'm a big Marvel fan, and the characters are so well developed. Even the villains, like, I can actually sympathize with the villains. This reminds me of the meme that like when you're listening to the villain's speech and they're low-key making a lot of sense. Am I part of the problem? Who knows? Anyways, definitely recommend Boku no Hero. But don't confuse this for Boku no Pico. Next up on the list, have you been looking for a historical fiction that is a cup of Sherlock Holmes, a chunk of Black Butler, a sprinkle of James Bond, and a gallon of frick capitalism and down the bourgeoisie? Well, oddly specific, right? But let me tell you, there is a show for you, and that is Moriarty the Patriot. And the season that came out in spring 2021 was season 2. Moriarty the Patriot is a very interesting retelling of Sherlock Holmes. It centers around Professor Moriarty, which is originally the evil antagonist of the Sherlock Holmes series. But, you know, in this retelling, he's actually the main character, somewhat the good guy. So yeah, if you liked any of like the things I mentioned above, Sherlock Holmes, Black Butler, James Bond, anti-capitalism, you'll definitely love Moriarty. Me and my anti-capitalist homies love to watch Moriarty the Patriot. Next up on the list is Koikimo, which is about a business professional who is romantically interested in a high school girl. And before you say, yikes, because I did too, I would like to point out that the anime addresses this problem many times. And like the title itself is a combination of koi, which means love, and then kimochi, which means disgusting. But, you know, after I came to terms with the plot, the anime is actually really cute. It's so wholesome. It's something that's just like really sweet. Something I can fall asleep to at night. So maybe you can too. Maybe you'll like it too. I don't know. Moving on to the next item on the list is Backflip or Bakuten. It's a sports anime on men's rhythmic gymnastics, and to be very honest, entering the anime, I had no idea what gymnastics was, and exiting the anime, I still have no idea what gymnastics is. And not to mention, the plot is super cliche. Underclassmen want to win the tournament for their upperclassmen. Because they joined the sports team, they gotta move into the dorms. Guy one of like the main characters get an injury and like who knows whether or not they can participate. Cute boys together. Yeah, super cliche, but it's still super funny. The humor is definitely up my alley. It's just addresses a lot of things, from like friendship to like jealousy to like roommate dorming problems, idols, that of the sort. It's just very realistic in a sense. Well, if you say so. But it was very funny, and the relationships between the characters are so cute. It's just so much character development, and like you can see the story from many characters' perspectives. Even the coach, I love the coach so much. And so yeah, this is just like another one of those anime where like I sleep in. It helps me sleep at night. So maybe it will help you too. Last but not least, let's talk about To Your Eternity, which is the single most talked about anime that was not part of a franchise. So it was the most talked about anime that wasn't like a sequel or anything. The story centers around Fushi, which is an embodiment of eternity. And so basically, like, he lives forever, he regenerates if he quote unquote gets injured or dies. He also takes the form of the organisms that die, and he becomes stronger by gaining new memories, new experiences, and like new forms. To be honest, this anime was very sad, definitely got me teary-eyed, and it's pretty unique. And so if you're looking for a unique tearjerker, this is definitely the show for you. Before I end this video, I am dropping a honorable mention, and that is Link Click, a Chinese anime. And the only reason like I'm calling this like an honorable mention is because it's just on like my anime list. It's kind of like separated from like the actual anime. It's like under like ONA or OVA or something like that. That's the only reason it's not ranked last. But anyways, the main protagonists of Link Click are Lu Guang and Cheng Xiaoshi, and they run a business where clients can bring in a photograph, and with Lu Guang's help, Cheng Xiaoshi is able to go back in time to the person who took that photo. And yeah, so this plot is super interesting and unique, and the dynamic between Lu Guang and Cheng Xiaoshi are really interesting in the sense that like they follow this like dynamic with like, you know, a like white hair boy and like a black hair boy teaming up together, and the white hair boy is like the brains and the black hair boy is like the bronze in a sense. And the reason I bring that up is because it gives me, and like what other show has like that same dynamic? Devilman Crybaby. And this show definitely reminded me a lot of Devilman Crybaby, which is super popular. So like if you like that, you'll definitely like this. But surprisingly, Link Click is so much sadder than Devilman. So get your tissues ready. We're gonna watch this. We're gonna cry. But also, if you're like Chinese or just like interested in Chinese culture and tradition and history, you'll definitely love this too. But wow, that is all on my list of things that I watched and loved in spring 2021. If you're watching this and you're just like, I watched this anime in spring 2021 and that was really good and you didn't bring it up, feel free to tell me about it. I would love to watch whatever other shows aired in spring 2021. I'm always open to recommendations on new anime. Doesn't even have to be spring 2021, by the way. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this content, there's definitely gonna be more because anime is not a phrase, which is what I discovered. So stay tuned, subscribe, like, thumbs up. Goodbye.